What's going on, everybody? Uh, it's good to see you in here. Guava, everybody. Guava. Sorry, I was rushing. I set the mood and everything. I hope y'all can hear me okay. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. If you can hear me and see me, give me 2 thumbs up. Let's get this together here. Let me see. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. If you can hear me and see me, give me 2 thumbs up. Let's see. Let's try to get this going here. Okay. It's there go that. It's just run. It's late. Terrible latency. Late, lady. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. If you can hear me and see me, give me 2 thumbs up. While I'm trying to get the sound check before we get going here. There we go. There we go. I can try my hardest to keep track of everything. Okay. She is tripping. All right. Thank you everybody for the confirmation. Trina's journey is right there. But let me start it out real quick. Listen, you guys. Today, I saw, well, it wasn't today. It was several days ago. I saw something that I said, you know what? That's real right there. That's 100% real. And this lady been down for the greenhouse lounge, man, probably for the last 8 years or better. So I want to say thank you, Trina's journey. Thank you. Not only have you been supporting me for, it seemed like almost a century, right? Uh, I just want to say thank you because you don't just support me. Some of the stuff that I come up with, you actually pull off and you do, and it helps you. And I just want to say thank you for that. And I mean it. When I saw your video the other day, you have no idea. Um, I'm I'm always ready to just quit everything. When I see the foolishness part of the game, I be ready to just be like, you know what? Let me just do me and let everybody worry about them. And then when the boot hit the poop, then let them come knocking. But it's people like you that come through and like, oh no, I'm not playing. You are a person that's like, look, I'm not playing the game. I'm not playing with y'all. And that right there, and it's funny to me because people like you never get the views that you deserve on these social media platforms. It's people like you that people just look right over when you over there really doing the doggone thing. I've been watching you for years. As a matter of fact, you remember when I first started getting into mobile solar, the first thing you had was the, what was it, green something, and you was asking me about it and you was hipping me onto it. What was the name of that again? Trina's journey. You had the mm, mm, mm. It slips my mind. But either way, you have always been one of the real nature's generator. That's why I was thinking green, because I always think of the color nature's generator. And you got me hip to nature's generator, because remember, at first I was like, I don't know about no nature's generator. And Trina's journey was one of the, matter of fact, you wasn't one of the first ones I seen with it. You were the first person on all of social media that I'm not saying that you were the first. I'm saying you were the first one to mention it. You were the first one to get me to start mentioning it. I wouldn't have mentioned it if you didn't say nothing. So I want to give you all the props in the world on that game right there. So without further ado, everybody, this is what we're going to be doing. Again, for everybody just coming in the room, I want to say guava to everybody. Welcome in. Guava means welcome. Guava means love. Guava means peace. So guava to you. So listen, today I went over to Trina's Journey channel, and because they don't show her no love, to the point I go looking for people because don't nobody pop up in my feed. I went looking at your let me put that up there too. I went looking for your, sorry y'all, gnat flew up my nose. Y'all probably seen it too. I went looking for you. Come on. I lost my train of thought. That gnat went to my brain. Anyway, thank you. Do me a favor, everybody in the room right now. I'm trying to get this out the way in the very beginning of the video. If you can please go give Trina's Journey a like, a share, and subscribe. For me. Not for me, for you, because she is over there really doing stuff, and you're going to learn stuff from her, just from her own experiences, and you're going to see that you can pull this stuff off too. Okay? If everybody can come in the room and please go over to Trina's Journey. She's right here. I got her on the screen right here. Trina's Journey. Go over to her. You can stop watching me right now and go over there, subscribe to her, and come on back. If you would, please. Because this lady right here, she's really been doing it. For listen, not a couple of weeks, not a couple of months, not since 2020. Before we even thought about 2020, Trina's Journey been hanging out with me, and we've been doing this gardening and this prepping game forever. So I mean that. Thank you. Everybody, please go over there and holler at her, please. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Hold on. It's still hot out here. So number one, prep your pet stuff. And no, this ain't Starbucks before people start being like, are you giving that puppy some Starbucks? No, it's water. I just didn't want no bugs to get in, huh? So, okay. Thank you, everybody, for going over to Trina's Journey here on YouTube and subbing. She's here in the green on the screen right now, and I'm going to leave her up there for a while. Thank you to everybody just went over and subscribed. Thank you, Analytic Gardener. Thank you, Missy Hawk. Missy Hawk, it was something I had to tell you. You said your Missy Hawk, email me, please. Missy Hawk, email me. I caught one of your comments. If you could please email me at leahfarmer73@yahoo.com, please. Thank you, Missy Hawk. Thank you, everybody. Hey, New Orleans Gardener, how you doing? Hey, Crafty Mom's Creation, Trina Journey in the house, Shanika Robinson, Crispus Harris, Simply. I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry. Scott Hall, Lloyd Lewis, Audrey Living Life, Sam Whittle, Letitia Smith, Girl Dad Cooking. What's up, Girl Dad Cooking? Myra McLean, how you doing? Letitia Smith, Prettia, okay, Pretty, that's smart. Thank you, Ayana. You know what? But see, let me tell you something where you said don't quit. I'm gonna tell you what's hard about that. Sometimes, and all of us content creators, we do be feeling like giving up, and the reason is because when you got a bunch of people just staring at you, and this is the part, and I'm not going to veer off long. I just want to make a point. When you got a bunch of people staring at you and they don't want to engage, people say, "Led just be talking. He don't be reading our comments because nobody's engaging." So I just stopped reading the comments a long time ago because they're just watching you like white noise in the background, right? So I was like, well, if they don't care what I'm saying, every time I ask a question, nobody got nothing to say. Every time I make a statement, nobody got nothing to say. So I just start talking. So, it's people like that let you know somebody is listening to you. Somebody, and when I'm bull crapping around, I get it. But when I'm trying to kick some serious knowledge, nobody got questions. Nobody got no input. Nobody got nothing. And just make you be like, what am I doing this for? Right? Because it's a billion different things that I need to be doing. And it's just off-putting if you get what I'm saying. So here's the deal. Trina's journey. Let me get her back up here. Uh, click it there. May be able to. Okay, I'm gonna Trina's journey. I'm gonna put the link back in here, and you can click on that and go through StreamYard. Okay, everybody. The reason we're here today is because I'm planning for this big camping trip with the Greenhouse Lounge. The camping part of that is the Camp Club 73. So we got a big camping trip coming up, and it is a private membership club now. But right now, that don't stop other people from camping, and it ain't gonna stop me from camping either outside of the club. So here's the deal. I go over to Trina's Journeys channel here on YouTube. She's going on her first camping trip. Everybody put your hands together. She going on her first camping trip, and she got all her gear. Girl, I watched your whole video, Trina. I was like, girl, you gone here with your bad self. Look at you. Look at you. You had, matter of fact, I'ma tell you, I'm not gonna say none of your gear, but you got something that is still in my cart right now. And I'll explain that later. So this is what I'm gonna do, you guys. I'm gonna let Trina's journey come up, and I'm going to let her show you her gear. She did a video, and I beg you for me, I don't ask y'all for nothing. Go watch her video, because this is her first time camping, and she showed you all of her gear that she gonna go out and camp with. I'm not gonna tell nothing about the video, but I'm telling you, it wasn't a joke. The stuff that she had was real. And I was waiting on her to have something crazy like, oh, a little makeup powder. Nah, she came with some straight soldier stuff. And I was like, you know what, go on, girl. So I'm going to let her come up, and I want her to show you guys. Trina, my link is in the chat right now. And this is just for Trina. Trina's journey, because I want her to come up and I want her to show her gear just like she did in that video. And I want y'all to go over to her channel and please support her channel. Please support that video, because I'm praying that it will motivate everybody else to put a fire up under it. Okay, so the link is in the chat for Trina's journey. Now, here's the deal, you guys. Everybody keep wondering, why are we camping? Why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep talking about camping? What? So what? Number one, camping is near and dear to my heart, and no, she ain't doing that in that diaper. It's near and dear to my heart, and it's one of our hobbies in this family, and it's one of our hobbies in this family, and it'll save your life. Come here. Y'all don't even want to know. This is bad. Oh, good girl. Good girl. And it'll save your life. It'll save your life, because you will know what to do if you have to stay outside. And that's okay. Take your time, Trina. You will know what to do if you got to live outside in one of these. You will know what to do if you got to do one of these jobs here and turn your trailer into a shelter. You will know what to do, how to cook, how to eat, how to make shelter and everything if you have to. And the reason why it's so important is more important today than it's ever been, is because look at the height of the climate of everything, between politics and between just everything in the world is I can't even watch the news anymore. Everything is so crazy, right? So, okay. All right. There she go. There she go. Everybody, I'm not even going to waste no more time. Everybody, welcome to the stage. Trina's journey. Trina's journey in the house. My sister, thank you. Thank you for coming up. How you doing?
I'm fine.
It's so
Thank
good
you
to
again.
see everybody. Put your hands together first, please. Put your hands together for Trina's journey. Thank you, my sister. Thank you. And let me say one other thing that I told Lady Led. I said she ain't playing on her weight loss journey because you did that.
And still doing it.
Yes.
Matter of fact,
And
I'm dressed so I can go to my workout once I finish.
I can see that. And yeah, you ain't kidding around. Thank you for that motivation. Trust me.
That's part of prepping for, what's to come is to be physically fit. You
Yes.
We need to be fit because you don't know what you need to carry, how long you may need to walk. You don't know what you're going to be confronted with. And you want your health at its best so that, when you're lifting things and moving things, you're able to do it, especially if you're a single female.
Yes. Yes.
Not
So
everybody has a husband or a significant other that can help. And even in a crisis, that person may not be available.
that's right.
So women, especially, we need to be able to be at our physical fitness. This is not about, being, cute and all this. This is about survival.
That's right. That's right. And see, that's what I like about you because it's be no nonsense, and it been that way for years. Ever since I've seen your name, you don't be kidding around. Day one, you are not playing. So I gotta give you that. I gotta give you the love that you deserve,
Well,
and
thank you, Ed.
I mean it. Okay. So I watched your video, and I saw all of the awesome gear that you have. Can you tell everybody what's coming up?
Well, actually, it passed. I had went on my first camping trip.
Okay.
So what you're seeing is, the aftermath of, or during what was taking place. But I
Okay.
already went on the camping trip, and I enjoyed it because I keep seeing your videos and everybody going, and it looks like fun. And I have all this gear from prepping and camping stuff that kind of goes together.
Right.
And I've been wanting to go, but I'm on the West Coast. I'm in California.
Right.
And so it's not feasible for me to go all the way there just for a weekend. So I finally had the opportunity and I seized it and I couldn't wait to do it. And I'm so glad I did.
Yes. I said I'm glad you've already I'm glad you already went because now it's like a big conversation. I know you don't got much time, but that
No,
just wants me to ask you so many questions. Like, uh, what was your first time like? I mean,
well, in Southern California, because it's different from the East Coast, here in the desert area, it gets really hot. And then at night, as the night comes, it cools off significantly. We can go from the 90s to 100 all the way down to 60 at night. It can get really cold. And so I was told that. So I made sure I prepared by bringing my buddy heater, a
I saw
heating
that.
blanket, just in case it was needed. Now, I did not need my buddy heater, but and personally, I didn't need my heating blanket. My son did. He
Okay.
used it, but I didn't need to do that. But it was great, except I learned that it takes a lot of work setting up your camp. It's a
Yes.
lot of work. I was exhausted by the time the evening came and everything. And for the spot we were in, the restroom did not have ventilation. So I wanted to take a shower so bad that night, but it was so humid and hot in the restroom. I was like, okay, I'm tired. I'm just going to go to bed as is. So in the morning when I woke up, I went and took a shower because the inside cooled off enough. But
Yeah.
other than that, the peacefulness, learning from you about, just different things to have, right?
Right.
So over the years, every time you spoke on something, like you said, I was like, okay, I'm on it. I got to get this. I got to get that. I need this, whether it was for prepping. And I noticed that a lot of your prepping goes with camping.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I was always getting it. And then if nobody knows, I'm telling on you, I started my channel because he was doing this, I guess, contest.
Yeah.
Nobody won, by the way. He was doing a contest for people to start their channel and
Oh
everything. And
no,
that's why I started my channel.
I gotta stop you. Everybody won.
That's
That's what
true.
it was.
That's true.
Everybody won. That was the prize. And to this day, everybody was like, "Where's our prizes at?" You got it.
Yeah,
You got a
that's true.
whole channel, right?
Right. But we was expecting to like something, but no, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
We learned what it takes to run a channel, to operate a channel, to film, all the work that goes into it, as well as trying to just figure out content. I still haven't figured out my niche. You have a wonderful niche. I just kind of do whatever comes to my mind and I have a passion for. But that was everybody. He had a contest years ago. And that's why
yes,
me and a few other people had started our
yes.
channels was
A,
because of Lynn.
a lot of people, because the reason what the reason I did that challenge, I did that challenge for the same reason I wish I could do it again today, is because people, they don't appreciate what they see and what they hear, and now YouTube is just like white noise to people. It's something that people fall asleep to, and they don't realize how difficult it is to make content, how difficult it is to make quality content, and then how big of a letdown it is when you got 3 people that watched your video that it took you a whole day to make and edit. And that feeling inside, everybody just keeps thinking this is so simple, so easy, and they're quick to give you a suggestion, but they won't do a channel themselves. So that's why I challenged them, so they can feel what I feel on the other side of that camera. So you'll put in all this work, and then somebody or some troll will come in and say something negative and tear you down. Now everybody has that feeling,
Yeah.
and they know, oh, this ain't just a walk in the park. So
Right.
so
Yeah, that's true. And
so
it takes a lot. And I know that, by following you, you've gone through a lot, especially with your subscribers and everything. So more power to you for sticking with it and being true to yourself, as well as to the ones who were, following you.
yeah,
Stood your ground in spite of all the adversity that you had, went through years ago and everything.
yes,
So, you know,
yes.
but I just thank you because we have learned so much from you and it's just a blessing.
Well, thank you,
You
thank you.
and Lady Led.
Yes, because she really is the one that said you can't stop now. You know, you can't. The fire is lit now. You can't stop. And I'm like, people don't care. And but even back then, things were getting a little weird. Back then, and nobody cared. Like we were trying to get everybody to grow food, and it was like, for what? Remember that? It was like, for what? That's ridiculous. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh,
Yeah. They didn't
so,
understand. And then it was so crazy when 2020 hit, how many people were not prepared. It was crazy.
right,
It was so
right,
crazy. And I was like, wow. And that's when you really blew up. I guess that's when a lot of people woke up and then they tuned into you. But
right,
prior to that, you had already been going through showing how you grow food, how just the different things. Your
right.
playlist has a plethora of things on it. And I was that's when I had really, like, I was watching you, but I hadn't really started. But
Right,
when I
right.
was like, I'm gonna do something, I started planning for it, and I'm glad I did because 2020 hit, and I was okay.
Yes, yes. And that was the whole thing. While I'm sitting back giggling, everybody else was panicking. And I was telling people, listen, I told you. And I mean it. I mean, you got to be almost crazy not to see what's happening around half the time. So
Yeah,
now people know, and now, believe it or not, here in 2024, people still don't believe it. They still
right,
don't get it. They got by that first one by the grace of God, and here we are now. Like, you want to try that again? He
right.
he saved you the first time. You still want to tempt fate? Okay, you
Yeah,
know.
and I will say to all the followers, anyone listening right now, if you're on the fence about doing anything or getting started, Led, as well as myself and a few other followers, we have things on how to start prepping and how to get things together. I will tell you the reason why I went with Nature's Generator. And the reason why I went with Nature's Generator, because I was able to get as many watts for the money.
Right,
So I had the money, I had the, $1,100 or whatever it was to get my solar generator. But to get like, the Jackery and things like that, I was only going to get maybe 6, 7, 800 watts.
Right.
And with the Natures, I was able to get 3,500. Now, there is some shortcomings to that, but I'm looking at the bigger picture of what I needed to, in a case of emergency, as far as what I wanted to power. So that's why I went with the Nature's generator. And I haven't had any issues or problem. It works like a champ. And then I think you went over the Bouger V,
Yeah.
not Nature's, Bouger V solar power station.
Yeah.
I went and got that one because it's lighter, it's portable, things like that.
Right.
Where my Nature it's heavy, it's big, it's bulky, but I get 3,500 watts. It powers my, refrigerator and many other things with no problem.
Right. And you know something about that nature generator, if you really think about it, it was way before its time. Back then, they didn't have power stations with that much power.
That's true.
Back, it was the 500 watts, the 700 watts, and below. Well, Blue Eddy had the 1,500 watt. Well, that was fairly new. I think the nature generator came out a
It
little bit
was,
before.
yeah, they
Yeah.
was before, but
So
it was because of because they use a lead battery as
right,
opposed to a fly or something. But yeah, they use a lead battery, and that's why it's more reasonably priced. And then the next thing about Nature's that I liked was that they had pods that if you wanted to extend the cycle life of your power, you can add
right,
on pods. And at the time, no other solar power station had that. Now I think a couple of companies do, but at the time, Nature's was the only one. So if you wanted to extend that power time, that run time, you could add pods to do so.
right, right. And that was one of the first ones. Then everybody else started making them so you could add on, and you know, I
And they use wind power. You
right,
can do the wind, you can do plug-in, you can do solar. I mean, like I said, that was important to me that they give you all those options. But the downside is that it's a lead battery, it's heavy. I did a video on that and everything, but it has wheels on it, and
yeah.
you know what? It does the job. I've done videos on when my power goes out and running my refrigerator and lights or whatever I need to do. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say this with all the experience I have now, lead acid batteries has a plus to it, and that is when it gets really cold, it can still take a charge. Lithium iron phosphate, and all of that stuff, when it gets really cold or really hot, that's it. It's not going to charge. You can discharge it, you can use it, you can use the power that's already in it. But if it gets too hot or too cold, you can't recharge it. It won't take anything from solar, it won't take anything from AC. So now with a lead acid battery, just like a car battery, it's going to always take a charge. So it has its bonuses.
Yeah. I would say the one thing I experienced with mine is that I did let it discharge all the way.
Yeah.
So I had to, like a car, I had to jump the battery. So I jumped it. No kidding. I jumped it, and then it was able to take a charge. So I learned to not let it discharge all the way. But if it does happen, you can jump the battery just like you do in a car when the battery goes dead. But
Right.
yeah, that's the only thing. And so I learned my lesson on that. But back to the camping,
Yes.
I'm so glad that I was able to go. I was able to. I tested a lot of my stuff because you said test your preps.
Yes.
So I had already tested things like putting up my tent, my camp stove, uh, tested out my refrigerator, just different things. I had already did those things because, like you said, you need to know how they work
Yes.
and
Yes.
operate, and you don't want to find out that something doesn't work or it doesn't, operate the way you expect it to.
Or something is missing. That
That part.
happens all the time. All the time. You will buy a tent and you don't have no stakes, no rope, no nothing. The top fly might be missing, and you like, it seemed like it's supposed to be more in there, but people don't realize sometimes when they send stuff back to Amazon or send stuff back to Walmart, they just go put it back on the shelf and resell it. Now,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
this is a true story. Years ago, I bought a bunch of canners that I was giving away, pressure canners. And I took one canner and I took it back to the store. And true story. Now, I ordered it from Walmart. Yeah, Walmart.com. So to take it back, you just go to the store and take it back. I took it back to the store and somebody emailed me and said they had my pressure canner and I didn't understand what they were talking about. They said, "Yeah, you're Lead Farmer right on YouTube." I said, "Yeah." We going back and forth, back and forth. They never took my mailing address off of the box. That I forgot to, that was a lesson. Come here, come here, come here. Come here. Peach. Sorry. That was a hard learned lesson. And I said, please, can you destroy that label? Because they that could have went to a lunatic and they would have knew everything about me, which they said they had been watching me already, so they knew. So
Yeah,
you might get that package from somebody else and something was missing. Those people just put that stuff back on the shelf. They don't care, you
that's
know.
true.
So
That's
check your
very
gear. Check your gear.
yes, definitely. So if anybody, again, like I said, if you're on the fence about getting started or what you need to do, and going camping is a great way to test your, the gear that you have, as well as how long it's going to take you to survive on something. Like, well, for my campsite, there was a power hookup, but for the day, I was using my power station. And
Right.
I used the power station as well to blow up my camp cot as well. And I had already tested that. It's in the video, but I had tested that at home because I wanted to see how much power it was going to take, and then to recharge, the next day. So I actually had stuck my panels outside next day. Was charging up my power station again, so that if I got to the campsite, I know how things were going to go and work. But luckily it had a power hookup, so that night I just took a extension cord and plugged it in and used a
Yeah.
power strip and ran everything off of that, which was convenient. But just to know that you have everything, and that was the thing, I had everything I needed. I didn't get there and there was not one thing that I was going, oh shoot, I forgot. Oh no, I didn't have that. There was
Right.
not one thing. And it helps to make a list of everything and follow that list.
We
So
actually have a list that, of course, she wrote it down. I didn't do it. We have a list and we do a checklist every single time. And usually I leave something behind because I don't get the list. So make that list, that checklist is important. It sounds like you're just overdoing and overkill and doing too much. But every time we go camping or we leave town, I forget something because I just discard the list. So you are 100% correct on that.
yeah. So, but yeah, so once we got there, setting up and everything, it's hot, but I will say, uh, getting set up, it takes a lot. But I have the Gazelle T4,
Yes. Yes.
and oh, you have the T4 too. I see it in the
Right.
back.
Yep.
So, and now that the T4 comes two ways. You can take the bottom off the screened in area, so it's on the grass or whatever, or put the bottom
Right.
on. So I think before at one point you weren't quite sure how that worked.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
so I love my T4 tent. It was easy it's easy to pop up, doesn't require a lot of poles,
Yeah.
and I, I had no complaints. I had already, put it up before, so wasn't hard to do, and it's not hard for anybody who's, uh, single, doing it by themselves. You can put this tent up by yourself without any help. And
Yes.
um, what else about the tent? I like, I like the screened in area, and that's the part I use for like, my cooking and sitting and and stuff like that. And the other half I use for sleeping.
Right.
Um, but yeah, are they pricey? Yes, they are. Is it worth it? Yes, indeed.
Thank you. Thank you.
You
Thank
know,
thank you for saying that. because everybody say lead can't. I get this comment all that can't nobody afford that. That's too much money. Da 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 da. And it's like, but then they'll go to Walmart and get a $20 tent, and then when they wake up in a pool of water, they say, "I don't know what happened." Your $20 is what happened.
Yeah, and what a lot of companies nowadays will do PayPal credit where you get 6 months no interest to pay.
Yes.
Some people use those little, you can pay over time. You have to click on it, and a lot of times it will say whether or not. So when I did my nature's generator, I bought it through PayPal credit
That's
so that
right.
I had 6 months to pay it off. I believe my Gazelle 10, I think that company, the company itself takes
They do.
PayPal credit. And
They
I
do.
think they may take another one, Venmo or something anyway. But
I forget what it's called, Achieve or something like that. It's
yeah,
spelled with K.
something where you can pay over time. So
Mm-hmm.
it makes it more affordable. And then also, lastly, you get what you pay for, period. So, if you can sit up there and spend money on things that are not important, and we can all find something we spend money on that's not important. When it comes to survival, and we don't know what's coming down the pipe in the future, we know something's coming, we just don't know what it is.
That's right.
You have to be, and it's not just what's coming down. We have to look at, like, in your area where there's hurricanes and tornadoes, and other areas here we have earthquakes. We just had an earthquake last week. Now, it wasn't terrible,
I heard
but
about
it did catch everybody's attention.
Yeah.
And one thing about earthquakes, we can lose our water, we can lose our gas, because those lines are in the ground.
That's
The
right.
ground starts shifting, we'll lose our utilities. You see? So you might have a house, but you may not have access to any utilities.
That's
So I strongly believe that you have to be diligent in what you need for yourself, your family, maybe even if you're a single person, it might be a brother, sister, or niece, or nephew that you're also preparing for, because they may not be preparing. So I not only prepared for myself, I prepared for my kids, so that if something happens, we're okay. I have everything I need for my family, because I know my kids aren't preparing. Let's just call it what it is.
Yes.
They're not preparing. So they know mama got it. Mama has it. So,
Right.
but other than that, I think what you wanted me to go over some of the things that.
You don't have to pull it all out if you don't want to.
No, I don't. I have a few things that I did pull together.
Okay.
And so,
And
like
yeah, you can show them a few things, and then everybody please go watch her video. I'm actually going to link her video onto my video so you can make sure you see it. Once this video goes off, you could just click on that icon that's up in the corner at the end of the video and go watch her video. But you please show them a few things now.
Yeah, well, first I'm going to start off with your hack. That was this. Okay, so this is the detergent bottle hack that Led had spoke on in a video some time ago.
Yes.
And what I did was, as soon as he said, I said, that is a good idea. And of course I have one. I said, I rinsed it out. I even put what it was for hand wash. I put the date of when I had did it. You can see how long ago it was.
Wow. Wow.
So, I wanted to know, because water, unless it's sealed properly, can go stale. Right. Even though you wash your hands, still go stale.
Right.
So anyway, yeah. So I rinsed this out, cleaned it out, filled it with water. So while I was on my camping trip, I had it sitting on the edge of the bench. And I was able to use, and this is something, I don't know if you might do this, a lot of people, other people might do it too. Where is it? It's the, here it is. Using the travel bottles.
Yes.
Using your travel bottles for your needs. So I had this for my soap, for hand soap. And then I had another one for oil for cooking. But they're great because you can then put it in a Ziploc baggie and you don't have to worry about it spilling anywhere. But these are great little things to have, not just for traveling, but for camping. So yeah, everyone, you just put your water in it, and it has this little push spout, and it come in handy so you don't always have to go back to the restroom to wash your hands. So that was wonderful. I like that.
I still use mine to this very day. And you want to hear something crazy about that soap bottle?
What?
You have no idea how many people gave me $100 worth of hell about that bottle. You can't put water in that. That needs to be recycled. That needs to be. And I kept saying, what do you think is inside? Soap that goes on your clothes and on your body. And they kept saying, but that's toxic. What's wrong? Listen, thousands of people did that. I can't make this up. You can go back on them videos. And I even went to another channel and it was like, yeah, I stopped watching him when he started telling people to put water in soap bottles. I said, oh, God. So good luck to them.
Well, it's soap and you clean it out and yeah.
Yeah.
And you're washing your hands. If there's soap in there, residue is great. You can wash.
Yes. Yes.
I cleaned mine totally out and I just use this. I use Castile soap because it rinses well and it's really great on tough grease. So Castile soap,
Right.
you can buy it in the concentrate and you stretch it out. It's great. You spend a little money for Castile soap, but
Yes.
you can add water to it and it stretches it out because it's highly concentrated. So
Right.
that was that. So thank you, Lyd, for that.
No problem. No
The
problem.
next thing that you did that you had got from My Cart Runneth Over.
That's my cart runneth over all day.
This right here.
Look. This is for her.
Right here. I'm telling you guys.
The truth.
The truth. The truth. That's right. The truth. Can you see
Hey,
it?
look. Try the lavender.
Oh, you know, I'm not one on scent. I like unscented stuff. Okay. So I don't like scents. But yeah, I had, because the showers at the campground, you had to have a token. You got 3 minutes for a 50-cent token. So for each token was 50 cents. You got 3 minutes. Now, what? I don't know about any other ladies in here, but what lady takes a 3-minute shower?
I would say, but I'm not. I'm gonna leave that alone. Wow.
So I had to buy several tokens. So the lady gave me a hack on using the token. She's like, put the token in, go in, wash up, lather up. Then when it finishes, get out, put another token in and rinse off. That's where these came in handy because I didn't have to sit there and take a towel and, you know, right. All I had to do was wet it. And I started and it took 2 and was able to wash up my body on the first 3 minutes. And then the second 3 minutes, I was able to rinse off. And I did it under, what is that? 6 minutes. I did a 6-minute shower.
You did a military shower, huh?
Man, I'm telling you, 6-minute shower. And that was because of this. I was able to cut a lot of time using these. And I'm so glad that you got this from My Cart Runneth Over. Shout out to her.
Shout out to My Cart Runneth Over.
Absolutely. That girl, she's the truth. She be on it.
Yes.
She be on it. So what I then said, well, if they have disposable bath sponges, they have to have disposable towels.
There you go.
I don't know if you can see that.
I can see it perfectly.
Temu. And it's cheap. But, you know, I was like, well, I did take a towel just in case. But I wanted to see how these worked.
See? That right there is everything. Uh-oh.
This right here. And all you have to do when you finish is throw it away. If you want to, you can let it dry out and reuse it. But if you don't want to, throw it away. And again, it was inexpensive. But I'm telling you, this helps. You see how compact it is, right?
Yes.
So it doesn't take up a lot of space like a regular towel would. And it's strong. It was able to, it didn't fall apart. It didn't start peeling and raveling. None of that. It was this right here. I got it off of Temu.
Sure.
Perfect.
Well, put it back up to the screen just for everybody one more time. For me, really is what I'm saying. I'm doing with everybody. Can you show it again? Just go to the end of the video. Yes.
Yeah, I have it in my video.
Okay, that's right. You sure do. You sure do.
So yeah, these right here, I was just, it worked. And it was, and when I finished, I was able to throw the sponges away and I threw the towel away. One less thing I have to pack up at the end.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly.
So then the next thing is a noodle. I didn't show this in the video, but I did use it for anybody who has lines on their tent. Tent, was it, what are those tent lines, or what are
Oh,
those tethered? What are those?
you talking about the paracord, the tie downs?
Right, tie downs
Yes.
for tents. Some tents they go across. I think in
Yes.
your video you showed yours. If
Yes.
you put a noodle around that that paracord or the tie down, especially if it's a bright color, keeps people from tripping
Yes.
over it.
Yes.
So, and yeah, because when you're not thinking and you're walking, you'll. It happened at the campsite. People were tripping over other people's
And it's
tie
normal.
down.
That's normal. And you know what I do? when a tent comes with just jet black tie downs, I get rid of it and use it for something else. And you can go to or order, you can go to the big orange box store or the big blue one, or you can order it online and get the kind with the reflection in it.
Oh, yeah.
So every time any little bit of light gets it, even the moonlight, it just shining like a spider web. And
Right.
that
Well,
trust me,
I
that
I
works.
I didn't need mine because Gazelle doesn't have those type of tie downs. Their
Right.
tie downs are at the base, so I didn't need it. But if inexpensive, you can get what Led is saying, or go to the store, dollar store, and get the bright colored ones. They also work as well. So that's, I think, is great because it did happen on the camp trip. People were tripping over other people's tie downs, so that happens.
Yes.
Then in my video, this came in really handy. I loved it. I had it in my video and it worked. Came off of Timu. My bug
Ooh,
zapper.
I was about to grab mine, but it is literally in the house right now.
Man, I didn't think, because Timu is cheap. I mean, you don't know if
Right.
what you're gonna get, right? And I do have one, but I mean, that's a big, I just didn't know if this little thing would work. And it did. That first night, it did kill some bugs
Yes.
that snuck into my tent, and it's rechargeable. So during the day, I was recharging it, and at night,
Yes.
yeah. So this little bug zapper, inexpensive on Timu. So, and it has an indicator here of, the charge. And
Right.
then it has also an ambient light at the bottom if needed.
Okay. Okay.
So I don't know. Is it still? Oh yeah, it's still,
Yeah, it's really bright.
yeah, it's bright. So
Yeah.
you can't see the blue. You can't see it in the light,
Yes, you
but yeah,
can. Yes, you can.
yeah. But it actually worked. I was surprised.
You know
Um,
what? I use ours just like that. I use ours because when we're in a trailer,
mhm.
bugs get in. That's why I end up putting the cover over the back because bugs, mosquitoes. So while you're trying to go to sleep, you will be doing the hand bone all night, and you'll beat yourself half to death before you can get some
Man,
sleep. But if
I
you
didn't
leave
want
that
that.
light on, leave that little light, that zapper on, just for you really don't hear them get fried, but what happened. And wake up in the morning and look at all the bugs inside.
Yeah, that's true. So that actually works. So I was happy about that. So if anybody doesn't want bugs getting inside their tent, get yourself a little bug zapper. And just in case, I found out Timu was my friend. This here was my fly swatter, just in case I needed it. But I did pretty good keeping flies and things out of the tent and everything. But this was great because it's compact.
Right.
So, and then it just extends like a total. It's great. So, if you need a swatter fly or something. Um, if you're ever cooking, as a woman, we don't have a place to put our utensils like a spatula, spoon, or things. So this was my makeshift, I don't know, spoon holder. It's just an old cutting board that I put foil around, and you see, I take the back so
That's
that when I'm
brilliant.
using my cooking, I can have a place to put, and you can put hot stuff on it and not have to worry about it
That's
messing up anything. So this just a cheap little tiny cutting
right.
board.
See, that means you're not just out there using your gear, you out there making gear too. See,
Well,
that's
because I'm thinking I don't know. I guess it's a female thing and have a
No,
place to put your
no, it's
utensils when
not.
you're
No,
cooking.
I would get up and show you right now. No, that's not. This is the thing. You don't want, say you stirring something, you don't want all of the juices and gravy all dripping down on the ground and everything else. You want that to be contained.
Right.
That's a containment field, is what that is. And bugs and everything else, you're trying to keep and contain as much smell and flavor as you possibly can, because that will attract everything under the sun. So no. Or hey, we can even say this, just being neat. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to step out my trailer or out my tent into a pool of gravy or something, you know.
Right. So it's like I was like, I need something. And I was like, oh. And I was like, that's what I came up with. So yeah, so that was my little hack that I had. Also too, for when you have go camping, they have those benches, right?
Yes.
And they're, let's just call it, they're nasty. They get dusty, dirty, bugs,
Yes.
everything on them. Timu, I found this great little cover off of Timu, and it
Okay.
comes with elastic
Oh, okay.
so that it won't blow off in the wind.
Right.
And the way this material is, you can throw it in a wash machine and clean it up real easy or wipe it down.
That's
So
brilliant.
this here is, the long bench cover, just for the top. You don't
Right.
mind sitting on a bench, but you don't want to put your food and things on it.
Exactly.
And a lot of covers, they fly off or something. So Timu, I was able to find an elastic one that was like a fitted sheet, basically. That
Right.
that went around it. So
And
that
'cause
was
that's what I'm
something.
thinking right now. See, you just got my wheels turning, because I was like, my son just went to college too, and that twin bed up there, I'm gonna just use all of them, just put
Yeah.
them on
So
the table.
it's not a fitted sheet, but it
I
fits
know.
on the bench like a fitted sheet.
Oh, I know. I'm telling you, I'm gonna use them fitted sheets to put on my table.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That's a good idea, but it's
Yeah.
just that the sheets are normally cotton or polyester cotton blend or something.
Right.
Where this one, it's more friendly for spills and things like that, and getting stuff on
Okay.
it. It's easier to clean than maybe a sheet would be.
Right.
But you can use a sheet.
Yeah.
Save
Because
money. Why not?
honestly, I truly do use a cotton canvas on my tables, so
Yeah.
I wash them anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So it just depends on your preference and everything. What else do I have? Oh, things. These are things I got for Timu because they saved me. You can tell it's been used. This
I
is
got them.
it extends out. So
Got them.
my first time doing s'mores, and it was
Really?
yeah,
Ever?
ever, never ever had a s'more ever. And you guys, I'm gonna reveal my age because I'm old. I'm 59 years old. Okay, I'm not gonna front. I'm not trying to be younger than I am. I'm
Right.
almost 60, and yeah, never had a s'more ever. No. So I
Wow.
wanted s'mores on this camping trip, so I specifically bought things to have a s'more,
Yes.
and this is great because it extended out, and I was able to just keep a
Yeah.
distance from the fire and everything. So I need to clean it. I haven't cleaned it since I gotten back in, but I do need to do that.
Just so you know, washing it, just don't try to wash it. Just burn it. Next time, just let it sit over the fire, and it'll burn all the marshmallow and stuff off, and the goo and the candy, and then it just falls off you. Then you can wipe it off.
Oh,
While
see,
you're
there you
home,
go. Just
see,
learned something new.
I'm telling you, because you will try to wash that, and that marshmallow will never come off. That goo and the chocolate, just set it over the fire. If you barbecuing or something, just set that on there or on the stove. It'll
Oh,
burn it
okay.
right off of there.
That's good to know. Thank you, because I was thinking, how am I going to? It's really hard to get off of there, so I didn't know how
Yes.
I was going to do that. So, yeah, thank you. And also in my video, and I don't know, you guys might have this, but us ladies, we need a fan. Us older ladies, we need women of a mature age. We need fans. So this was the fan that I featured in my video, and like I said, you can stand it on the counter. It clips on as well. It has, you can hang it with a hook.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then it also has, and also in my video, it has a remote control,
Okay. Okay. I
and it
wasn't ready
slides
for
right
that.
in. That way, you don't have to keep getting up and down to turn on and off your.
Right.
And then, of course, it has a light in it as well. So it has a light, it's a fan, and you can recharge your devices on it.
Wow. Okay.
So
Okay. I
I
hope
had,
everybody got pen and paper writing this stuff down.
so yeah, let me see if it's, is it still charged? Yeah, there's a light,
Yep.
and it has different levels, and then a fan.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and like I said, it rotates around. You can turn it, move it. So it really, it came in handy because it really did keep our tent cool when you're sitting still and the fan was on you. It was really nice, and at night it felt good as well.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a fan, get a fan. I mean, these are things that you may not realize in an emergency.
That's
Something can
right.
happen in the summertime.
That's
And
right.
I'm sorry, I want to be comfortable. I don't know about anybody else, but I do.
Yeah.
So,
Comfort. Listen, I used to believe that you shouldn't be worried about comfort because that's not going to help you survive. That is not true. I'm gonna go back on my word from saying that. That is the furthest thing from the truth. Sometimes just a little piece of candy will remind you of good times, just like the smell in the air reminds you of your childhood, stuff like that. Little
mhm.
simple things will boost your morale. So sometimes a fan, some air conditioning, some heat, some real heat, that stuff is important too. If you can fit it in your gear, I say do it. If you can fit it in your gear, definitely go for it.
And that's where my cart runneth over came in when she had these big crates that have rolls that
Yes.
roll have, and I went out and got me two of them as well. I said, okay, I got you, girl. And when I went on my camping trip, I have two of them, I only had to take one and then a smaller like crate. So here's the thing, in an emergency, I now know that I can fit everything I need into my car.
See.
Everything I need. Even my portable toilet that I had, and mine
Yes.
folds up so it folds flat. um, can fit I mean, there was nothing I did not need. I had everything I needed. And yeah, so I now know. If you don't know, that's another thing. If you have your stuff, you should find out how does it fit into your car or your vehicle.
There you
How is
go.
it going to fit? Can you fit everything? Are you going to have to leave something behind? How are you going to play Tetris with the stuff that you have in case you need to leave? And how quickly you can move it around, which goes back to why women need to lift weights, because we might have to pick up something. I know that my cart runneth over. She has this cute little thing you can jack up and put. You may not have that kind of time.
Right.
You
Right.
might have, in California, wildfires. Well, not here where I'm at, but it
Yeah.
does happen where people, well, one better. There's a place out here called Ranchos Palo Verde,
Okay.
and it's in the hills. And those people had to evacuate on a moment's notice because the land was shifting. And so
Wow.
they were going door to door, knocking on people, telling them that you have to go and you have to go now. So you may not have time to jack up your
Right.
stuff to load it into your car. You may have to use brute strength. So, women, if you're not lifting weights, you need to go move weights. Period. I can lift over 100 pounds now. I
See
couldn't
there?
do that few years back.
Right.
And the older you get, the more muscle you need to put on, because again, we can't rely on the fact that my son or your son or husband, brother or man is going to be around. We may have to
Right.
lift a crate or move something heavy. So yeah,
Very
I
true.
mean, yeah.
Very true. And I've mentioned that a billion different times where people think they're everybody is waiting on, I don't know, something like on TV, news report, news at 11. Everybody is waiting for this warning. Everybody is waiting on this fake TV style warning TV show, and they don't realize sometimes it's just a knock at your door in the middle of the night telling you you got to be gone in 5 to 10 minutes. There is no ands, ifs, buts, or maybe. They're not asking you, they're
They're
telling
telling
you.
me. Mhm.
So people don't realize that. So I keep certain things at the garage door and at the front, and people think I'm crazy. What when I let people in the house, they look down at that stuff like, "What the heck is he about to do?" See?
Same here. I have stuff, and people were like, they're looking at it, and I'm like, it's my emergency preps.
Yeah,
I have to have access to it, and be able to exit out the door quickly.
that's
I
right.
don't, so the crates, the carts that she had, there's on wheels, they're great on wheels, but I can also lift it. I know that it only takes me to the big crate plus the smaller one to fit most of my gear. Everything else is in bags, pack it around and go. It
Yes.
didn't it took long in the videos because I'm filming the video. But in essence, it really only took me maybe at tops maybe 10-15 minutes to
Yeah.
pack everything, and that's pushing it. Because once I got the refrigerator in, the tent in, everything else just kind of fell into place. So
Right.
yeah. So again, and then another thing I found off at Timu that made life easier was these little fire starters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I did try using the lint, and the lint works. If anybody has not tried, save your lint from your dryer, ball it up, and it does work wonderfully in starting a fire. But I just thought these were cute and everything. I just thought they was cute, so I got these. So, but lint works. So if you, instead of throwing your lint away, go ahead and put your lint in a baggie, and that's a great fire starter because it lasts long enough to start whatever it is that you need to start fires of fire,
Right.
and you really don't need any lighter fluid to do it.
No.
Using the lint, it gets hot enough and it lasts long enough to start a fire. But I just thought these were cute, so that was my little quirk. Another thing off of Timu you may like is I had gotten, well, they're not in here, but they have these heavy duty. Oh gosh, you can't see it. There's wait, hold on. Tent stakes.
Oh yes.
They
Yes.
were heavy duty tent stakes, and the reason why I wanted to showcase this was because I decided to set up on rocks because there was a grassy area, but there
Right.
wasn't any trees around. And I'm sorry, I was not about to get in my tent and roast like a turkey inside of it. So the spot that had shade is really where you park your car, vehicle at, and everything. So I said, nope, we're doing it here because the shade is here.
Right.
And so those heavy duty stakes came in handy so that, we was able to, stake the tent down. But yeah, there was people who are neighbors. They did put theirs on the grass, and it took them well into the evening for them to go into their tent because they were roasting under the sun all day. They
Yes.
couldn't even go in the tent. The people we were with, one lady, she was like, I'm gonna go lay down in my tent. I said,
Good luck.
thank you. She was like, what? I said, because your tent's going to be really hot. She says, well, I have a fan. I was like, not going to work.
That ain't gonna
Not
cut.
going to work. So when I saw her later on, she was like, I had to go and lay down in my car.
Mm-hmm.
Too hot in my tent, where our
You,
tent stayed cool because we managed to get up under the trees. So that helped. But you're
yeah.
you're baking. But
And
yeah, that's why these came in handy. So if you don't have heavy duty tent stakes, make sure you get heavy duty tent stakes.
if,
So
if you
anyway,
if you buy
okay.
a more, and this is for everybody, if you end up buying a more affordable, budget friendly tent, I hell, I'm gonna be honest with you. You could buy some expensive tents too, and the stakes are trash. They are
That,
trash. I'm not gonna name the names of them right this minute, but trust me, I'm gonna tell you a good tent stake that's cheap but is good is better than, let's just put it like this. If you pay $2,000 for a tent, you need real stakes. If they come with trash stakes, which one of my big tents did, Go get you some good
Look,
steaks.
this came off of Timu, and I didn't know what to expect. I thought I was going to get some aluminum type.
Trash. Those
These were
aluminum
the
stuff.
truth. I don't. Let me put it up there again. I couldn't believe. Let me see. I couldn't believe that
Yes.
these were actually heavy duty and pounding them into the ground. They worked because the steaks that come with the gazelle little spike things,
Trash. Look,
trash.
I got them right back here, and I think those steaks are out on Freedom Makers doing something that ain't
I know.
holding down some squirrel traps or something. It ain't about to do nothing with this tent. If you have to hit that thing, if you have to hit the ones that come with the gazelles, if you have to hit them with a hammer or even sometime the rubber mallet, they bend.
Man.
So definitely, and I'm gonna tell you where I got some good tent steaks. Harbor Freight,
Uh-huh.
dirt cheap. All they are really like 12-inch nails, 12-inch galvanized nails. The cheapest that I ever seen.
Yeah, these are.
Pack of
I
like
have these
five.
inside my tent. That's why I didn't pull them out. But they have this thing where you can hook onto it. I mean, I wish I could. I wish I, like I said, they're inside the tent because I wanted to keep everything together.
Yeah.
But man, they, oh, this is what they look like on the back, the tip, the top of them.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh
The
my God.
top of
Yeah.
them.
Them
Yeah.
look
So
like the mountain climbing kind.
yeah,
Yeah.
these were they. I mean, yeah, and they were cheap. So, but I didn't think about Harbor Freight though.
Yes. Go to Harbor Freight.
Okay.
Harbor Freight got a bunch of prepping gear that's dirt cheap. They don't have anything you want to be risking your life with, okay? But everything for prepping and camping and really good stuff, Harbor Freight.
Well, yeah, but because I remember when you first started talking about solar, I had gotten Harbor's first
Yes.
solar panels, that little 100 watt.
Yes.
Guys, I'm telling you, this one didn't come with. You had a solar panel. You had to get the separate battery and the what's
The inverter, yeah,
inverter.
the charge controller. That was my first solar setup. I had that about 15, 16 years I've been hooking that up. And it was doing what I
That was
needed it
because
to
of
do.
you. I got the same one.
See? And you want to know something? To this day, I refuse to throw them panels away. They are literally right inside my garage. just
Mine are
just
out sitting outside. And I was
yes,
like, I refuse. I still have the battery, everything. I have it
yes.
because it's still useful.
Right,
It's still
right.
useful.
It
So,
works
and that
perfect.
uses a little lead battery. And again, all you got to do on a lead battery is jump start it and you can recharge a lead battery again. But yeah, those are the first ones from
Yep.
Harbor Freight.
And you know what? With all the new technology, and I got this, people don't know the big 100-watt panel came in a bunch of little long and the long for 100
Horrible.
watts. Right. And the thing is about 4 feet wide and it's horrible and it's ultra heavy. It's horrible. And it's
And
sitting
it's
here
really
taking up,
janky because you're supposed to put them together with these little
yes,
things and they move
wing
around.
nuts. I still got it right here. I
I
kid
do
you
too.
not.
It's sitting outside.
Yes, yes. But
But it works.
it
Yeah,
that's all you can say. And you know what? To this very day, it works.
it works.
Okay,
Yeah,
you can't knock them for that. It works.
it worked. And it still works. I use mine, it's a 300-watt inverter
Yes.
that
Yep.
came with and then charge. It did come with those light. It did come with the charge controller and the little plug-in light that
Yep.
it
The
comes with.
LEDs
The yeah. So yeah,
still got
exactly.
them with the
So
microphone plug and yes, I got
that
them. That whole kit is sitting right inside my garage.
I think
Yeah.
that was one of my earliest videos was doing that Harbor Freight uh putting, I think I used it one night to power some lights or something. I forgot what it was, but yeah, I
Right.
think I did a video on that years ago. But
Right.
that I got that because of you as well. So, but moving on, I have something else that anybody else may have not thought about, but I went to think you can go to. Do you guys have Big Lots?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like any of those dollar stores or Big Lots type stores, these are these plastic type mats, and these
Yes.
are pretty big. These came in handy for when putting under my tent because, again, like I said, we set up on rocks,
Right.
and you pay a pretty penny for a gazelle tent to be having those rocks poked through. Even though you have a footprint, it still wasn't enough. So
Right.
putting this down first, then I think I put a tarp and then my footprint so that when I walked inside my tent, I didn't feel any of the ground, the rocks as much. It wasn't really hard to do. But even if you have a footprint, guys, get these little plastic mats.
Yes.
They're,
Yes.
to go underneath your tent to save your tent. Especially, I don't care if you're spending $50 for your tent or $100. You need to protect your tent and everything.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
so that was important. And then I had got a couple of more to put inside the tent so that I could, just for comfort, really. And then lastly, of course, I have my Bouge RV. We gotta
Gotta
showcase
gotta
the Bouge
gotta
RV.
represent.
Gotta represent the
Gotta
Bouge
represent.
RV. And of course, I have the refrigerator. Oh, Led, did you know? Did you ever watch my video on my refrigerator that I got?
Yes. Yes.
The
That was
one
a
that
while
I
ago.
did. Yeah, because they didn't. It was the only one they had made. It was their prototype. They were starting to see if it looks like a bodega cooler.
Okay.
And I had did a video on it because it was the only one. I wasn't. Then I saw the bodega and I was like, okay, is what's going on here? But I did a video on it, and come to find out, the company did get back to me, and they told me that they had closed the link as soon as I had bought it because it was the only one. So yeah, that they had did, and I ended up getting that, if I'm not mistaken, for around $200.
Wow. Wow.
That's inexpensive for a Bouge refrigerator.
Yes, it is. And
And
I know
so,
I know exactly which one you're talking about because I got it and I never did the video on it because they said don't do that one. They
they
said
don't
don't. Yeah, they told me don't do the video on that one. So I know exactly
really.
which one you're talking about.
They
Yes.
didn't tell. Well, I didn't. No, I didn't tell them that I was doing a video. I just had inquired, was it really their product, or was somebody a knockoff or something? And yeah, because I like the fact that it had the wheels, it had an
Mm-hmm.
extending arms that come
Yeah.
out and
At the
everything.
top.
Yeah, so it was, and it was, so that was great. But yeah, we have to represent for,
Represent. As a
because
matter of
I
fact,
don't, they don't make this one anymore.
no, they don't. They don't. Only
Yeah,
Blue Eddie. I think Blue Eddie still makes that one. I think. But yeah.
yeah.
And I got something for you. While we leave that Bouge RV right there, leave it right there. Scoot it back a little bit, a little bit. I want to see the name right there. Okay. The reason I'm saying that is because you just told me about your shower situation, and I wanna help you a little bit. I want to show you something that I'm playing with right now. I'm actually working. The reason all this is set up, I'm working on the video.
Mhm.
You're gonna want to see this. Give me 2 ticks.
When you're camping and you're walking, camping, you're not talking. All no, you do. On camping, you can
Bouge RV just changed the game.
craft with you, but really, reality real? I don't understand that. Oh, get
Yeah,
out of here!
they just changed the game, and now they have a rechargeable, heated shower. You don't need to hook it up to your solar power generator no more. No batteries, no nothing. It has an onboard battery. Everything is on board, and it's this small.
The door.
Yes, I'm working on the video right now, and I wasn't supposed to show it yet, but I'm like, listen, I gotta show you. You pulling out the Bouge RV. This is a game changer. I just did the shower video and read, Frankenstein my shower together, and
Uh,
they called me like, nah, lad, we got something for you. And just to let you know,
ooh,
okay, I'll tell you more about it in the video and it's coming up real soon. But everything is compact and ready to go.
That company is. I love Bougervie. I love that company. So
Yes.
yeah, it's a great company, and I have yeah. But they, I was going. I was telling somebody about this, and when I went to look for it, I was like, oh, they don't make this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make it anymore. So they had, I think, another one, but yeah, it's not the same. But
No.
it's not that it's bad or anything. It's just
No.
not this one, and I think the price went up.
Yeah, that one is just solid. Believe it or not, that's one of my favorites. It's sitting in my office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is it's been a great, like I said, it's lightweight, you
Yep.
know. I was able to, you can recharge your phone on top right
Yes.
there. Now the only thing I say I don't like about this is that you can't plug it into your wall plug to recharge. This, the newer ones you can, but this one you can't.
What do you mean?
You have to recharge through solar only. You
No.
can't. Yeah, there's no look. There is no plug
No.
unless you purchase. Oh well, you know what? Let me back up. If I purchase the probably the
The
accessory,
power brick, right? It's a
yeah,
brick.
and
That's what it is.
I didn't.
It should have came with one. See, it came with one.
You know where it's sitting in? It's in the pocket of my solar panels, the Bougervie solar panels.
See,
I forgot
see,
all about it.
see. I must say, wait a minute now. Hold on a second.
Look, I forgot all about that. Now I forgot that's where it's sitting
Yes.
in the, because I keep trying to keep everything together. And I kept saying, I could have sworn I can plug this in.
Yes, you
And
can.
now that I'm speaking to you,
It got a little brick that goes to it. Power AC charge brick.
that's
I
what
got you.
made me think of it. I remembered that. That's why it was, that's true. It's sitting in the because the panels for Bougervie have pockets in the back.
Yep, on the back.
Yeah. So it's in the pocket. Now that, thanks, Led. I'm
See,
glad I was.
anytime. That's what I'm here for, right?
But yeah, so those are some of the things that I had pulled out for the video, and I hope we didn't bore anybody.
No,
Anybody have any
no.
questions?
Listen, this information is for people that's really getting ready. This is not for entertainment. What we're doing, this is for people that's serious about camping, but prepping for the worst. This is not trying to get a bunch of thousand billion, because trust me, when you go on StreamYard, you don't get a lot of views because it's a third party adding to YouTube. So you don't get a lot of views, you don't get a lot of traffic. This is not for that. When I do something on StreamYard, this is for us. That's what this is for.
Yeah. Well, I
Okay.
mean, it's just that sometimes when you people's like, oh, they're talking and talking, talking. That's just me. But yeah, everything at the end of the day, thanks to you, like I said, I've been following you for years, and you know, there is nothing that you have never strayed any of us, down a different path. You've been a straight shooter. You've been more than helpful. I email you. Yeah, you emailed me back right
Yes.
away on
Yes.
anything I need, and I just, you guys, if you haven't done it, you need to do it, and you don't have to spend a lot of money getting it done, and then pull out everything. If you got to set it up in your backyard or your house, and then check to make sure it fits in your vehicle, and if you can't, like I said, I can't get to the East Coast to go camping. So when I had the opportunity to go, my son was available, I went, and I was able to try everything out, and everything worked. I didn't need anything or anything like that. So,
And
but
I
does
know this is
anybody
your
have any
first.
questions?
I
Huh?
know this is your first. I'm sure it's not your last.
Nope. I can't wait to go back.
See?
And I'm going to do it by myself. I
Okay.
figured I don't need my son. I thought I would need, it's my first time. I was like, ugh. I
No.
realized I can handle all the equipment. It might take me longer, with two hands, it's faster, but I can handle all the equipment, and I can just do it by myself.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Especially the Gazelle tent. You just said something about the not the Gazelle tent exactly. But you were saying like make sure you can fit all this stuff in your car, and make sure practicing your preps, making sure you can fit in your car. That's important. But that you're saying that because even though the Gazelle tent is very lightweight, it's long, and you got
No, it's the opposite. It's not that long. It's heavy.
mine is long.
The T4.
Yeah, I got
I
three.
mean, it's
I got
about this high. It's about what is that? Five. I'm 5'6", so that's about maybe 5 feet
no.
long. It's about 5 feet.
You said yours has the screen tint on it, built on it, right?
Yeah.
Mine is the one. What do I got? Mine does not have the screen built on it. Mine is just a double. It has two of
Oh.
those.
No, no. Well, the two and the T4 are the exact
Exact
same.
same. Yours
The
is just a
exact same,
screen.
except the difference is one is screen and the other model doesn't have the screen. But it might be
Mine in the
packed
bag.
differently.
In the bag, mine is longer than this Harley.
No,
Yeah,
mine's only about 5 feet the way it's done. It comes up to here.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to take a look at that because you know what? I could show you just real quick, so to give everybody an idea, because yours is completely, well, not completely, but the second half is the screen house, where mine is all solid like this back here. Both sides are solid, and I'm gonna show you real quick.
The portable shower video. Right. But I didn't need it at the campground, but it would come in handy in case of an emergency. Is there a waterproof backpack? If so, what
Let's
do you
see,
recommend? I'm sure it is. You can Google something like that. I'm
see,
sure you probably even find it on Amazon. Oh, wow.
it's as tall as me. Yeah,
Oh, wow. No,
yeah.
that's packed differently.
Now my other one, that one, that's just the one side.
The
That's just
one.
the single.
Yeah.
That's about that tall, but not that one.
That one's packed. They packed it differently than the one because the T4 and the one you have, I think it's called the T8.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah,
T8 or
yeah.
something like they're the same thing. It's just one is a screen type and one is the solid type, but they're the
Right,
same size. Because when I looked at it, when I was going to purchase it, I was looking to see which one I wanted to get,
right.
and I opted for the screen one because I can set up my camp kitchen in there, and since
Yeah,
it's all screen, I don't have to be outside if I need to cook or anything. I can be inside. That's why I opted. But it's the same. It's the same size, but they must pack it a little differently because mine's about this tall, and it's weighted. It has some weight to it, but it's not
yeah,
very long. It's like,
right,
yeah, about right here. It's shorter than me, but it's that like that.
right.
Wow,
Okay.
that is. I see that
Yeah,
was huge.
yes. It was. You see, it's about big around as I am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, mine isn't. I wish I could go get it, but I had already put it up in my garage. But
No,
yeah,
no, that's okay because my other one is right back here, and it's exactly what you described. For that one, it's exactly what you described. It's kind of heavy, but it only come up to about you know
yeah,
it's a little guy.
and that's how mine is. It has a little weight to it, which goes back to again,
Yes, yes,
that
the one
tent
I showed you is 8 person. Yes,
is massive. Yeah, they are, but you know what? Unbiased LLC, you have to think about the convenience of it.
yeah, yeah. And you know something? I'm going to say this. This is to unbiased and everybody. Um, y'all have seen me in a 2-man tent. Okay, that one that you can't stand up, the little blue one. I'm gonna tell you that I did the whole night, the all night camp video. I'm gonna tell you this, you guys. The more space you have, the better. If it's just you, the more space you have, the better.
Ooh, yes.
Because jumping over each other and you getting out the air bed and throwing the other person to the ceiling, that kind of stuff, okay, that gets a little old real quick. So the more space you got, here's the other thing. This is the best thing when you either I'm just not going to talk about survival, just camping alone. You want to change your clothes. You're going to get dirty. You might get wet. You might get sweaty. You want to take a shower. The showers, like you said, you got to put coins in it and stuff like that. And weird, maybe dirty. You could just go in your tent and grab a bucket and wash up and change your clothes. And if you got all this space, you can do all of that. You know.
Yeah, I have my camp cot is supposed to be queen size, but really is a full size. But I
Yes.
also had put my little porta potty because what I was not getting ready to do was head to the restroom at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I had the space to do that. And I had the space to, the way Gazelle is, the middle part zips up. So I had the privacy to change my clothes and stand up. And it just, yeah, I agree with that. Having space is important.
Right. Right. And I'm gonna say this for us older generation, a
Mhm.
more seasoned, you leaning over like this all day in a little bitty tent, you're gonna be ready to go in about as soon as you get the tent up, you're gonna be ready to go home. You gotta get you something where you can stand up and okay, if you can't do this in your tent, you might want to think it over, okay? Because that get old real quick. This trailer, I love it. I built it, but it's time for another one. Okay, it's time for one a little bit bigger, a little bit taller. Because this, me walking around like Igor, that ain't gonna work. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely.
Listen, my sister, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming through here. And for everybody that was keep popping up in the back room, I'm sorry, but this was all about Trina because this wasn't our average gear show. We're going to do another one, but this one was an exclusive. This was a special because she went camping for the first time and she did that thing right there. She knocked that out and she been working on her preps and her gear for years. I've been with her, I know. So please do me a favor before we leave. Can you please go and like, share, and subscribe to our sister and help support her here on YouTube so you can see more of this kind of stuff right here. Real. We're promoting reality. Okay, y'all can go watch somebody do the ice bucket challenge all you want to, but you know what I'm saying? What is it? Ain't nothing wrong with eating a Snicker bar, but don't eat them all the time. You know, ain't nothing wrong with watching crazy stuff on social media, but every blue moon, go watch something that makes some kind of sense in your life. It's gonna help you change you for the positive. It just is what it is.
And
So,
may I add in this?
oh,
Because of lead, I'm growing almond tree, avocado, mango,
oh,
lemon, grapefruit, blood orange, pomegranate, sour sop,
mm,
apple, and then 2 grapevines.
listen
Because
at you.
I mean, I have my garden bed, but those are my trees that I have started in the last, oh gosh, it's been several years now. And they
See,
were young trees. And, I, like you said, I have to pluck the fruit because I'm trying to get them to be
that's
more mature. And it takes time. They will fruit, but you don't want the energy going all into the fruit. You want it to go into growing. And so, and lead saved my almond tree. If anybody has an almond tree,
mm,
grow your almond tree like you would a peach tree. So however you
yeah,
grow a peach, grow your almond. It worked. Thank you, Led, for that. I appreciate it.
anytime.
And if guys, you can, and I have dwarf banana trees also.
See, there you go. And I'm going to release a video about my bananas because I got so many now. I'm about to start selling pups. So I got ice cream bananas, Rajapuris, grand names, you name it. So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
mine is dwarf bananas. So my bananas only come out to be like, they're little.
no.
The
Do
fingers are,
you
they're
have some
small.
now?
Huh?
You have bananas now?
Well, not right. They already harvested the last rack.
Okay,
But yeah,
okay.
they come. I've been getting bananas now, and
Are they
I've
in a
been
container?
getting pomegranates, huh?
Are they in a container? Your bananas?
No, I ended up putting I started out in a container.
Okay.
But since I have a large backyard, I was like, I
Right.
really don't need to keep them in a container. So they're growing. I planted them, and then I have grapes coming in. I have
Mm.
pomegranates coming in. So, but my pomegranate I'm allowing to grow because it is in a container, and it's been several years now, so it does fruit. But
Okay.
and the apple, what I have is the columnar apple. You see
Yes.
the polymers?
Yes.
Those are great for anybody who has a small area, patios, because they grow in a column as opposed to a tree. So
Yes.
they take up very little space. They're delicious and everything. So
And
yeah, thanks.
I wouldn't know anything about the columnar because the beaver, I had 4 of them and the beavers ate all of those. So, you know.
Yeah.
Mm.
So,
Thank
but
you, my
yeah,
sister.
I had, and then one question if I want to answer. Someone said about an 8-person tent. The
Mhm.
8-person tent, yes, it is an 8-person tent, his and mine. However, I wouldn't want to put 8 people in that tent
No.
because you can sleep, but you're going to be sleeping like this on the
Yeah.
floor. You're not going to have space. Now they have tents that are large tent. My cart runneth over has that tent. She has a very beautiful blow up long tent that
Yes.
can house 8 people comfortably. Mine, I would say, for mine, for me, I think I wouldn't want more than maybe 3 people, 4 at the tops. If we're sleeping on the floor, if I'm sleeping
Right.
in my camp cot, then I can do probably 3 easily, 2 in my bed and 1 on the floor or something. But for the
Exactly.
person who had a question, question about is it an 8-person tent? Technically, yes.
Yeah.
Would you want to? Only if you have to sleep in it. But if you want to be comfortable in it, and like you said, do any showering, going to the
Right.
bathroom, or do anything else in your tent, no. But if all you're doing is sleeping in sleeping bags on the floor, yes, to answer your question.
And the reason why it may be an 8-person tent, but it's really truly about a 2 to 4 person tent because all your gear, we like to set chairs up inside of ours, help you getting ready for the day. Sometimes you just want to sit in your tent. So we have the fold up chairs in there and everything else. So technically, yes, it's an 8-person tent, but nothing else is going to be in there if you do that. Nothing.
Right. That's true. So, but thank you so much, Led, for
So
having
welcome.
me on here. I'm sorry I took up so
Anytime.
much of your time because I know you wanted to go over a few things.
No, listen, this was important to me. That's why I reached out to you and invited you because I never do this. And I said, I need you to be here. And because people need to see this. This is your first time doing this, but you've been prepping for years, piece by piece by piece.
Mhm.
Everybody think they need to go out there and spend $10,000 and burn their credit card up. No, you just buy one little piece at a
Yeah.
time, and then here you go, your first camping trip.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm
Thank
not even gonna hit you with a slow clap. I'm gonna give it straight to you. Round of applause. Thank you, my
you. Yeah.
sister.
Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate you. So everybody, this is what I'm gonna do. Please, before I go again, I'm gonna tell you, I'm going to go over to Trina's Journey uh channel and like, share, and subscribe to her channel if you want to see more stuff like this or camping and her whole prepping gear and her health journey, the whole thing. If you guys can go over there and like, share, and subscribe, and her video with her camping gear, I'm going to link that at the end of this video so you guys can watch that if you can't find it because sometimes it's hard to find people on YouTube. Okay. Thank you, my sister. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you so much, Led.
Anytime. Everybody, thank you. How did I do this? Okay. Everybody, there we go. My bad. My bad. I'm hitting too many buttons. Everybody, Thank you so much for coming by. Thank you for coming over and supporting me. Thank you for going over and liking and subscribing to Trina's Journey. I will leave her link to her channel in the description box after this video. And at the end of this video, I'm going to put her video. It's going to be up in one of these corners here. Okay. I'm going to put the video of her and her camping gear and her showing you what she had. All right. Thank you guys for helping out. And I'm gonna say this is what I love. This is real support. So thank you. Thank you. Everybody keep complaining about we don't help each other. And this is all you gotta do. All you gotta do is like, share, subscribe each other's channel, and come together. Ain't nobody say you gotta sit here all day. Just support. I don't see the problem with that. Okay, so everybody can come up. I want to see more people with 1 million subscribers and stuff, but you won't get there if you don't help each other. You just won't. All right. Thank you guys for coming through. Leah Farmer 73. I love you, and I'm out. Who is that? Who is that good looking guy right there? Never seen him in this part of the woods before. Everybody, thank you so much. All right. Have a nice night. All right, peace. And I will be releasing the Bouge RV heated shower video tomorrow. Thank you. I have a discount code for you. Live Farmers Everything. Lay you and I'm out. Peace. I think it's gone. Nope, not yet. It don't want to go. It don't want to go, yo. Said try it again. We still waiting. It's still spinning. Look, it don't want y'all to leave.